Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I really hope all of you are well and are doing well and doing okay in this quarantine that we're all in. I haven't actually posted anything up on this channel in a while. It feels like a while because I haven't filmed anything in a very long time. But I decided to sit at my desk and work on something, and so I figured why not just put the camera on while I work on something that I don't know what I'm working on yet. But yeah, I figured that I'll put it on, and if the footage is okay, then I will share it with you all. But yeah, I really hope you're well. If you've been following along on Instagram, you would know that my anxiety is through the roof, but I think everybody's anxiety is just like crazy right now. But I've been feeling much better the last, I think, 2 days. And honestly, I think it's because I started playing Animal Crossing. I am not, I just want to say this now, I am not a gamer at all. I'm not even using my own Switch. It's my brother's Switch console. But yeah, I don't play video games. But all of my friends, they're all into video games. Have been since high school. They're just that's all like they just love video games. And of course, Animal Crossing came out like a week ago. I don't even know. Wow, I don't even know what day it is. Like that's how it is here. And they've all been playing it, and so I figured, my brother has a Switch. He's not using it. He never uses it. I'll buy the game and see what's up. And I actually really enjoy it. I like it so much that I literally have been playing it the last 2 days. But I figured I'd give it a break because I'm not one to be on a screen playing a game like that all day. But for the last 2 days, I've been playing a video game. But I think it's helped me a lot because I feel less anxious than I did 3 days ago. And the only thing that changed was the fact that I started playing this game. So I think that's good. Hopefully I don't get too addicted to it because I do miss working at my desk, and I'm very much an analog person. I like sitting at my desk and I like working on things like this with my hands, and so hopefully I don't get too addicted to this game. But anyway, I have a bunch of stuff here on my desk, and yeah, I don't know exactly what I want to do. I pulled out some photos here and tucked it in here in my little scrap therapy book. And then I have this new thing that I put together that I do want to show you all. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a catch-all chit-chat type of video. I want to show you first what I did to my unraveling journal. So let me pull that out. So, since last year I've been keeping this journal here, and I call it my unraveling journal, and it's basically a journal for personal self-growth and stuff like that. My one little word goes in here. My unraveling process that I learned from Susanna Conway goes in here. All that stuff goes in here. And this was last year's 2019's, and then that was my one little word, bloom, and then my word for this year, if I can get the page here, is flourish. And so I just kind of started, since this, I made it with 2 signatures, and so I just decided to, you know what, I have room to put 2020 in here, and so I am. And so this is 2020, and then I didn't do anything with the February printable except for this thing, but this, you saw this, I like recently posted this. I think this was my last video that I posted with the tags, and you can see I did my journaling and everything on them. So what I ended up doing to this journal is I took out the second signature and I repositioned this signature so that it's in the middle of my cover, and that is it. And I did that because obviously you can see how chunky this is getting. It's getting really, really big. And I counted the pages. So this is like March. I actually dated this because this was me talking about this whole COVID-19 and how it's making me feel and what I've learned about myself from like the situation. So I wanted to date that and have that down. But I counted the spreads that I have here, and honestly, the way that I journal in this, because I don't do it every day, I try my best to journal in it once a month. I have enough for the rest of the year. Like, I literally have enough for the rest of the year. This is also tip-ins, so, I can put more tip-ins if I need more space to write. but I'm just like, this is perfect for the rest of the year, and so this will be my 2019-2020 unraveling journal. And so I just wanted to show you that I did that because it had a whole other signature in here, and I put the other signature somewhere and I don't know where it is. It's probably in my basket where all of my unraveling stuff goes, but I probably will repurpose that, like that signature, either into this book, like into making another unraveling journal for, what is that, 2021. But yeah, so my plan is to fill this up till the end of the year. Hopefully I can do all the pages, and then I'll come back and do like an entire flip through. Like I have like 2019 flip through of this, but I'm gonna do an entire flip through. Obviously I keep most of my journaling hidden, if like how I did it the last time, but yeah, I'm excited about this because now it's all in this book and it feels better in the hand. It's easier to journal in without that second signature there, so I just wanted to show you that. So I'm going to put this away because I'm not working on that today. Yeah, so I have here, I'll show you what I have here, my scrap therapy. This is my little, I did a video on how I made the covers to this book. This is it's a Maggie Holmes paper from her Bloom collection that you can find at AC Digitals, and I printed it off on fabric. And so I have a video there how I made these, and I just made the covers, and then I have old Maggie Holmes planner pages from a very obscure planner that you can see an unboxing of also on my channel that I had laying around. So that's what this is. But yeah, so I have this on my desk because I think I might want to do a couple of pages. But I also want to talk to you about this new thing that I'm doing. And so, and I also want to show you some of the pages here that I already finished in this, you know, this. I think most of them you can, there's a written blog post up on my site that shows pictures of everything, but I just kind of want to walk you through it too. So I don't know what to start with first. Let me start with the scrap therapy book. So let's pull these guys out and just show you. This is my book. I have these binder rings, and I have most of the planner pages in here except for the monthlies because I figured that I wouldn't use the monthlies and I can use these, but I haven't been using all of them for every month. Like literally, I have I like the dividers because it breaks up like what I do in here monthly. Like March, I haven't done anything and it's already the ending of March. But yeah, so if I do get around to doing anything, I'll probably do these guys in the March section, which means that I probably will remove most of these pages if I don't want to use them as like a base page. And then I just put them to the back in case I need pages, but I'm not sticking to like the planner format. So this is my book. Since the planner was the Bloom collection from Maggie Holmes, I decided to use the Bloom paper and the, you know, to make the covers too, so everything kind of matches. But yeah, I've just been pulling things from my stash to create these. Like this, these alphas are really old, Dear Lizzie, and then Doily, and like I was channeling, oh my god, Stephanie Bryan. She tends to do these ruffles a lot, and sew through it. So that's what I did here. And so this is the January divider. And again, these pictures have all been up on my Instagram and on my website, on my blog. And so this is sort of like a intro thing here. I actually got the Pink Fresh Studio, oh my god, I don't even know what collection this is from. It's the new one. It's My Favorite Things, I think. And I bought the packet of florals, and so I was playing around with that. And I had some journaling cards, like Project Life journaling cards that kind of match the colors and everything. And I always like putting a picture of myself and doing like a little thing there. I did some, what is this? Modeling paste with the Felicity Jane stencil. I love that heart stencil. And I have this old Amy Tan rubber piece there. And then of course, you know, just writing some little things. So when I first started this, my intent was to do it like a sort of, you know, catch-all scrapbooking, like documenting like little stories, things that won't end up in my 12 by 12, because literally the only scrapbook that I do to memory keep is my 12 by 12, and I do layouts in there, and then monthly pocket pages. That's the goal. I have not done any of them yet, but I still have to print all my photos from January, February, and then now March, but it'll just be a 2 spread monthly kind of recap, and then that's about it. And then whatever layouts that, you know, I do within the month will be in that album, and that's how I'm going to sort of chronologically scrapbook. So all of the littler, or like not main things that happen, I'm hoping to document in here. But for the beginning, for when I started it, I was just doing gratitude, but I made this book here, which I'll explain after this, where I want to move that to here. So I want to move all the gratitude sort of stuff into here, and so this will be just the little stories documenting here and there. So this is the back of the card. I just kind of left it how it is because the colors match. It's from the Inspire Project Life kit, or Project Life collection, I don't know. And this is a little felt heart from the Bailey Felicity Jane kit. This is packaging, Felicity Jane packaging, the lovely scallops, and I just did, I just wanted to play, and this book is all about playing with your scraps, basically, and I'm trying to use up all of my scraps. So I have like a baggie here full of little scraps, and I've been going to that first before I go to paper, like 12 by 12 papers. I've been going to that and 6 by 6 papers because I have a lot of like the smaller type paper, and I don't really want to cut into a 12 by 12 for like a little piece, you know. I'd rather leave that for a bigger project. And so random stuff, when I went through my stash, I took out things that I wanted to keep from different collections and then got rid of the rest of the collection. So like these are from the Wonder collection. I really loved those stickers. I have this from the Paige Evans Fancy Free. This was old Studio Calico. So things like that. So I kind of jotted here some projects that I wanted to do. This is an old photo of the little care package. It's like a little just happy mail that I sent to Seuss sometime, oh my god, last year, 2018. It was a while, but I had the picture and I never documented, and so I guess I did this February 1st. I wanted to just kind of jot down how grateful I am to be in a position where I can, you know, give people things. I think like one of the best things, honestly, one of the best feelings in the world is when you have an idea of creating like a little gift package for somebody, and then you get all the things that they like, and you put it all in the little package, and then you give it to them. Like I don't know what it is. I enjoy doing that. I would do it a lot when I would travel abroad for like extensive amount of time, and I work for an attorney, and I used to babysit her daughter. Her daughter is a teenager now. I don't need to babysit her anymore, but when I went to Asia, she was in that age where I think she was about, oh my god, she was about 12 maybe, and she was into like stationery and like the cute stuff and like those erasers that are different characters, and I was in Japan, I was in Singapore, you know, I was where it was, and so I got like a little cute pouch from, like it was a little animal pouch, and I literally collected a lot of stationery and stickers and erasers and things that I knew that she would really like, and put it in the pouch. So when I came home, you know, I gifted her the little pouch of like all this cute stuff that I know she was into. So I love doing that. I don't know what it is. I love getting a kick out of just putting things together that I know somebody would really enjoy, and kind of making it pretty and decorative, and then just giving them to them. So, but I know not everybody is in that position where they can do that. You know, people struggle financially and stuff like that. So I was very grateful, thinking back when I did this, of how I'm able to give people things. So yeah, that was this documenting. I know I've talked a lot about it, but a lot of different products in here. I did some stamping back here, butterflies, of course I covered it up. I used the Felicity Jane Brie stamp. I love that stamp because it has all these butterflies and swooshes and stuff like that. I love it. And then random stuff. A lot of crate paper in here. This is Planner Society, like just kind of things that I pulled from my stash. And that's the whole point about this book for me, is to play with all the product that I have in my stash that I normally wouldn't, I don't know, reach for or forget that I have, and I'm like, ooh, I want to use that. Like, these are the carousel sticky notes that I forgot I had, and so I decided to use them there. This, I was having fun. What was my gratitude? Oh, I journaled my gratitude on this tag, and this was a tag pocket set from the carousel collection from Maggie Holmes. And then this girl, she just matched so perfectly. She is from the Old Darling, I think that's what it's called, a really old crepe paper collection. And this is a digital. I actually printed this off from AC Digitals. But this, I was documenting how grateful I am that I have the opportunity and that I have the privilege to travel extensively. And these pictures are just of Coney Island here in New York City. I just had them in my little stash. I keep a little baggie like this full of photos like this, and I just kind of pull things out that kind of sort of relate. And so this is all I had in terms of like place. I live in New York City, so like this is not me traveling, but you know, not a lot of people can go to Coney Island. And so I used these photos, and there's also Coney Island, and that's what I journaled about here. And I made this fun shaker pocket. It's like I did it sort of unevenly, I think, but I sewed it with my sewing machine because I don't have a fuse tool. But I used one of these planner pocket pages from Webster's Story, and I had to cut it down, and then I had to fill this up, and then sew it, and then put my picture here, and then sew it, and then fill it up more, and then sew it on the top. But I love it. It's so cute. I should have put more sequins and stuff in here. But yeah, this, again, it's a mixture of stuff. That's an old Project Life card I got from some Happy Mail, and just random papers and stuff like that. A little shaker. And then, of course, the gratitude in the pocket, which I only put the girl here. I left it as is. So here I had this photo. It is of my Delphonics pouches, and I think this was a photo that printed out wrong on my printer. And so I just kind of glued it onto the back of this pocket and just kind of kept it there. I think I was going to put a sentiment here, but I just kind of left it as is because, yeah, it didn't really need anything. I did this, okay, this is February 14th. That weekend, that was the Valentine's Day weekend, I dog sat my neighbor's dog, and her name is Mavi, and I did a modeling paste back here with a Heidi Swap stencil. I actually did paint, I think this might be white acrylic paint, only to kind of tone down this green a little bit, and this is the kind of divider, the monthly divider that came in this planner, and just layered stuff up, of course, and put a picture there. I put Mavi, love, her name is Mavi, and then the little label here that says dog sitting, and then I put the date there, and that's it. It's really simple. I really don't need any journaling, but this is not something that I would put in like the monthly Project Life, so those little stories, just kind of simple in here. And so that is all I have. I literally didn't do anything for March. This was March. I didn't do much for February either, even though all of this is February. So technically my divider is like in the wrong place. It should be here, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So I was thinking of doing something on the March divider itself, and I pulled out some photos here because we're towards the end of March. As I'm filming this, it's the 29th, and so April is like next door. But I pulled out some photos here because literally this time last year, the cherry blossoms were out in Central Park, and I went with my brother and took some photos. I did some journaling in my silverarium about it, and yeah, the fact that I cannot go outside and see these guys, it's a shame for this year, because like one of my favorite parts about spring in New York City is seeing the cherry blossoms in Central Park or in the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens, or just seeing the blossoms on my street, even though they're not pink and pretty, they're white, and I love plucking them, and not plucking them, but like kind of picking up the ones that fall onto the ground and putting them in my journals. And I have not been doing any of that this spring because of this COVID thing, and every time I leave my house I get really anxious, and yeah, so I don't leave my house very often. I literally just walk the dog at night when there's less people about. So yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate, and so I kind of wanted to I guess, document with these photos. I had them, but document what's happening now. And so I was thinking of putting it here because it's all nice and pink. And then this was also, I think, from last year when I was swatching some watercolors, and I've been doing that. I've been swatching watercolors. I am going to do a palette video. It is coming. I'm waiting on some Designs by Rachel Beth watercolors that I ordered so that I can put them in my palette and then show you my palette and like swatch it and everything like that. So yeah, so I've been building up a palette, and so I figured that I would document using this photo as well in here. And so I think I might do that. This video obviously is going to be really long. I have a feeling. It might be 2 parts. I did want to just show you this though, but I guess I might, honestly, I guess I might do a different video for this. This is what I'm tentatively calling my Daybook of Dreams. It was a class that I was going to do, and it's evolved into different things, and I'm going to experiment with it now. And so that's what this is, and I'm hoping to put my gratitude, move my gratitude into this, affirmations, inspiration, vision boards, stuff like that. But I wanted to show you how I've set it up and everything, but I guess I can do a different video for that. And so I'll put this aside, and I guess do a process video here with you. So I'm just pulling out the pages that I want to work on, and like coincidentally enough, the 2 pages that were next in my book were very pink, and the photos that I am using are of these cherry blossom trees that I took last year in Central Park, and it's also very pink. So the spread ended up being really, really pink, which is not a problem really, because who doesn't love pink? And so I'm just trimming down all of my photos down to size. The smaller ones, I believe I printed them off 2x2s. I actually ended up having to cut them down a little bit more because when I was chopping them initially, I cut off the wrong part. And so one of them had a bit of the other photo, and so none of them were the same size anymore. And so I just had to trim them all down so that they all matched. And I was just gonna put them sort of like a photo booth strip almost down on that page. What I really like about these planner pages is that each like divider page has a different design, and I didn't realize that the back of the divider, it has the ledger page, but I thought they all were the same, but they're not. All the splatters are placed in different places, so that's really cool there. And so I wanted just to keep that there, maybe to do some journaling. I actually don't end up doing journaling there. I do a bit of hidden journaling on a ledger card, a ledger project life card, and I stick it behind the photo on the right hand side. But yeah. But my idea was to do journaling on the ledger next to the 3 photos. So this spread came out rather quickly, and it's simple, I think. I do my usual layering of different papers behind my photograph, and I'm just looking through like all this stuff. All this stuff came from my little caddy that I have on my desk, and it's literally an organizer where I have things that I want to use up in my scrap therapy book. And so a lot of it is just scraps of paper, vellum, tissue paper, like random envelopes, glycine bags, like all sorts of things. And I'm really trying to use up all of these scraps because I don't know if you're like me, but you always accumulate so much of the little scraps of papers and stuff like that, and you don't end up using them. And so I kind of want to use them, and I don't have much left over. Like, oh my god, thank you. But like, I still want to use up some of these pieces too, you know? And I do have some, like the bigger pieces are in like a 12 by 12, you know, that the plastic sheet that comes, that the vellum paper or like specialty paper comes in. I keep those to store bigger pieces of paper that aren't full 12 by 12s. And then I put them in with the manufacturer that they belong to, you know. in my little tiered paper rack thing. And so this is just for the smaller pieces. I just want to use up a lot of those smaller pieces. Okay, so now I pulled out two things. I pulled out a baggie full of random ephemera pieces from different collections, and then I pulled out these beautiful floral pieces from the Pink Fresh Studio My Favorite Things collection. And I've been using these florals in this scrub therapy book, and I love them. And I pulled out a couple that I wanted to use. The one that I put on the right-hand side over on the corner of my bigger photo, I ended up changing that to like an all pink flower piece there. But that's the one that I put down first. And I grabbed a Project Life card, and this card had like a red label piece on the top, and so I just pulled out these label stickers that I have from Teresa Collins, and they're pink, and I think the pink matches better than the red, even though on camera you can't really tell, but that's all I did. And I just kind of was positioning my little card there to make that whole photo cluster into a little pocket so that I can just kind of tuck that card there instead of gluing everything down. And so you see me here, I'm just kind of placing double-sided tape around that area that I want it to be the pocket. And so I put that all down, and then my little piece fits right there, and so it kind of pops up. And yeah, I glued down that floral piece there, and you'll see, I think a little later on, me peeling it up and putting down an all pink floral bunch. And so yeah, so here I'm just putting down the 2x2 photos in that sort of photo booth kind of photo strip sort of way, and I want to put that floral on the top, and I think this is where I go and dig up some pieces, some fun bits. I like this little, I think it's epoxy sticker from Evalicious that I've had for forever, and it says good times, and I like that it's like a hint of that mint green. And here I'm kind of pulling out all sorts of puffy stickers, and I like the idea of putting love there, and so I pulled out of like a couple of versions, but I stick to the pink one, the all pink one, and that is from the Fairy Tale Club, and I believe it's from their Take Note kit, or Take Note collection. Okay, you see I have that little pink floral bunch. That's what I'm going to replace the other one with. And here I'm just doing a tiny little cluster on the top left, and I peel up that thing so much that I have to like put it back down, but I didn't want it to overlap too much on that second photo. But yeah, and I think I end up also putting that little bird puffy there as well, and here I am pulling up that pink piece there. Put down this love piece, and I love how everything's pink. This page is very cheerful considering what I'm journaling about, but because I won't be able to see these cherry blossoms this year, which is unfortunate. So here I took out my little tin full of like enamel dots, enamel shapes, and like epoxy shapes. These are the Felicity Jane ones, the epoxy stickers, and I love them to just add a little, you know, a little pop of things there. And so I used the hearts in like pink, white, and that mint. And I think that's about it, really. I don't think I do anything else on this page. Oh, and here I'm showing you my little Cat Kiston tin that I keep all my enamels in because it matches the spread. But yeah, I believe I do my journaling off camera, and I'll insert a bunch of pictures at the end, and yeah, that is my little spread there. I really hope you enjoyed this process video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing well, and stay safe, friends. Bye.